Hey, what's going on, ecosystem? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It's Tuesday Nights Live. I'm Jay, your host. This is the car shipping business channel. Mic check 1, 2, 3. You know, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, in a few minutes I'm going to give the welcome show lineup. You'll know what to expect. If you're watching on demand, you'll see clickable timecode links in the video description below. Please leave a comment. Remember to like, share, tell your friends. Thanks for watching ATI. I sure do appreciate it. You know, Ty and I love to go to automotive industry trade shows, and we talk about it, and everybody there loves the show. And, you know, I know we're getting ready for the holidays, but I want to talk about Used Car Week just one more time. So, to help me do that, we've got tonight, hashtag Better Together, Laurie Foster, President, Foster Strategies Group. She's here. The Laurie Foster is here. We also have Mark Harvey Jr. He's a consultant. He has MLHJ LLC and much more to talk about. The Mark Harvey. That's two premier guests that we picked up at Used Car Week. So we're really excited. In the panel also we've got Skye Haulman, Ty Thompson, Tim Scottalis. And if you stick around, you just might be with us tonight. We'll see. Let's see what happens here on Used Car Week Dealers. So please join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, because it's Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It's the car shipping business channel. I'm Jay, your host, and man, am I glad to be back in the studio. I'm sure Ty is just as happy as I am, and you are. And welcome. Please do feel welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time on a Tuesday night. You know, it is no, I'm reminded all the time, yeah, the show's late. And Jay goes late. We're going to go late. Yeah, well, I'm going to start an hour early next year, but we'll get to that. So please do feel welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time. And please do say hello in the live chat. You can do that. We will go to the live chat. We're going to do that in a few minutes. Say hello in the live chat. You know, I love the quarter hour. I got the industry news segment. You never know what you're going to find in industry news. Front of the store, back of the store, national news, social media news, dealers, auctions, carriers, transportation, and tech. And then we are going to go into our premiere feature with Laurie Foster, President, Foster Strategies Group. We're so excited to have her here with us tonight. Hashtag Better Together. She loves to talk about why dealers love Used Car Week. And if that's not enough, we've got the deck stacked. We've got Mark Harvey Jr., MLHJ LLC, Sales, Transportation, Consulting. Really, thank you so much, Laurie and Mark, for taking the time. Mic check 1, 2, 3. I don't know why the audio changes. It just does. And then we're going to add Skye and Ty and Tim. We're going to have a panel. And if you're lucky, if you stick around, I think later on, like near the, I think in the fourth quarter, we're going to share the Zoom link that we're in. And if you want to join, I think you can. We'll see what happens, because it's funny. I see it in there. John Cochran's like, when's the next roundtable? Come on, John. He's absolutely right. Where is the next roundtable? I'll tell you what. I always got to say this. Do me a favor. Yeah, no, we saw that, Jay. Click share, click copy, grab that YouTube link, text it, email it, share it on social media. Have you seen who's blowing up the post on LinkedIn? Man, that's cool. So thank you so much. And if you don't know, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider. Talk to Ty, and he will. He'll call you. You could talk about dispatching, equipment, carriers, brokers, dealers, auctions, etc. So do me a favor, stick around, because right after this, we're going to go into Hello Live Chat, and I want to talk to you.
The ACV Transportation team is always looking to expand our network to safe and reliable carriers. As an ACV carrier, there are many perks that allow us to become one of the fastest growing carrier partners in the nation. ACV carriers have access to our job board with thousands of new jobs listed every day. You do not need to pay for access, and every job listed is exclusive to our carrier partners. Interested in a job? While you stage a job on the job board, no other carriers have visibility to that job for 15 minutes, giving you the time to make the best decisions for your business. Get paid within 1 to 2 business days. Our jobs are exclusively dealer to dealer, which means no more walking in large auction lots to find the vehicle you're looking for. Be one of the thousands of carriers who grew their business in partnership with ACV.
Dealer transport, peace of mind, carriers pick up and deliver and get paid on time. Join the nationwide network at acvauctions.com/ATI. Sign up with Carrier by ACV Transportation. So thank you guys so much for coming back, and there's the links in the live chat. Hey, what's up, JLR Hauler? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back it up to the top and try and get out of all those robotics. Okay. Kimberly got in here first. Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live. Thank you for joining us. Let us know if it's your first time. Yeah, please say hello. Long-time listener, first-time callers, we love them. Ty got in here. Love the dealer. Yes, Ty says it. He literally walks around Used Car Week. Love the dealer. He's like throwing rose petals. Love the dealer. John Cochran, good evening. What's going on, John? Yes, you made industry news, John. We got your vans. So it's, what are you doing? Dakota to Carolina? Tell us more. Do tell. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics in the house. What's going on? Carlos, Mark L. Harvey Jr. is in the live chat saying hello. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Waiting in the wings. Ready to go. Mark Grodicke is here. Mark Grodicke made it to Used Car Week. Dude, how cool was that? Were we right? How right were we? That's what I want to know. That was amazing. God, that was so cool seeing everybody at Used Car Week. And if you missed it and you don't know, if you're not convinced, I'm telling you, there's no way. With 25%, 25% of the exhibit hall had to do with transportation at Used Car Week. Are you kidding me? I'm serious now. That was awesome. Ants Transportation, what's going on? Mitchell Mack, how you doing? Happy Turkey to you guys. Skye Haulman is with us. Fritz Duval is here. Ringing the bell. Nick Medor in Canada. I took those 2 vans from South Carolina to North Dakota, like 6 miles from the Canadian border, and then I brought 3 into Chicago. Now I'm taking 3 back. Dang, how do you stay so busy, John? How do you do it? That's awesome. That is really, really cool. We love that. And I'm probably, we'll hang around in the live chat for a few more minutes going once. We've got so much in the industry news. We got, oh my gosh, we got a new set of Larry questions. That's coming up. In about 10 minutes, you'll be able to guess the questions. So this is your last chance to heat up a turkey burrito. Do they make those? It was an amazing event. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. I mean, here, why, Jay? Okay, well, come on, Jay. Why? Why was it amazing? Well, first, it's an awesome location, and you know, you got big hotel with big conference room area, exhibit floor. You can feel the energy. Everybody's like, "Wow, man, been cooped up for like 2 years, right?" So there's, I mean, everybody's represented: dealers, auctions, carriers, brokers. There might have been a few dispatchers there. I mean, recovery was in the house. And then you've got, you know, your financial advisors, dealer sales process. So you got all these verticals in one place. Amazing educational sessions. I love that it's 4 days. I like that it's a long conference. Gives you time to connect and learn, maybe even relax a little. Stare off into the distance. We went on a hike. That's in industry news. So all of that, plus you're seeing people that, you're meeting people that you've only heard of. They were myths. These people were a myth. You were just an inkling of an idea, and now I'm standing here talking to you. Wow, how cool is that? Super cool. So thank you so much. Wow, there it is. I do believe we may be going to the moon, actually. So thank you. Thank you very much, Ty. Ty Cars on the Move. And Ty deserves a special kudos. Because it was crazy. It was crazy trying to... I'm there. We're trying to go live. It was madness. Madness. You've seen the streams? So to be back in the studio and back doing the thing, and we're at the end of the year, so we can kind of relax, but it was an amazing conference. Ty, thank you so much for all that you do. And then we had a good... did you see Cars on the Move on Friday? Me and Ty? What? I got home. It was after 2 a.m. We were live again at noon. There was stuff everywhere, but we pulled it off. So thank you so much. If you're here tonight, if it's your first time, you're lucky. This is great. Okay, I'm biased. All right, I'll tell you what. Do me a favor, stick around, because after this, we're going to go into industry news. You're not going to want to miss it.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Do you need an auto shipping quote? Provide instant, accurate quotes online with Transport Auto Quoter by Superflow Systems. Visit transportautoquoter.com. Mic check 1 2. All right, how we doing? I know it changed. I gotta apologize for that. And I do want to say, yes, you will have conversations at these trade shows that I don't know how else you know to have that environment. It's a shared environment, and then you're there and you get to know people. I got to know Renee Abdallah from Black Book. Would have never happened. That would have never happened otherwise. But we're hanging out Wednesday night at the ACV gathering. Unbelievable stuff. Mark Grodicke, dude, what's going on? Instant, accurate pricing for all your auto transport quotes, even the hard moves. Ooh, now that's a good point. And in fact, I don't know how many times, it was at least once, that I heard it talked about at Used Car Week, the need to be able to give instant, accurate quotes. And I'm like, I know a guy. He's He's here, actually. Mark Rodeke is here. You guys need to meet. That's the kind of stuff that happens. All right, let's go into industry news. It's 8:16. Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate you, buddy. It is Used Car Week Dealers. It is, this is Auto Transport Intel Tuesday nights live in a row. Number 217. 217th show in a row. Now, 216, one could argue was dicey. Mic check 1, 2. That was last week on the exhibit floor, but we're back in the studio. Let's see what we got. We are talking about Used Car Week. This is our last time this year that we're going to talk about Used Car Week. It was November 15th through 18th. If you missed it, I encourage you to go next year. That's what I wanted to say. I'm serious. If let's say you're an owner-operator and you're like, you know what? I could probably make it, but I really need to know why. Talk to Ty. I'm telling you, you want to go. It's eye-opening. It's Auto Transport Intel on steroids. There you go. Okay, so I put this out there. Yes, Used Car Week Dealers, Inventory Solutions, Sales Process, Fintech, Transportation. We got Laurie Foster. We got Mark Harvey Jr., Tim, Skye, and Ty are here tonight. Used Car Week, man, combines 5 different conferences. So much to say about that and so little time. I look at the ecosystem and I think, man, OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, carriers, services, brokers, equipment, regulations, and loads. How does it all intersect? How do we wrap our arms around it? Well, at Used Car Week, bang. Auctions, dealers, services, brokers, carriers in effect. And OEM, shippers, equipment, and loads. That's on the table too. It really covers everything except for regulations. We went live. We were there. It was amazing. It was so much fun to... It was fun to when we were able to capture that lightning in a bottle at Used Car Week live in Las Vegas. That was cool. There's some good stuff. You should check it out if you missed it. In Auto Transport Intel. That's why when we say we talk about the back of the store, the front of the store, we are not kidding. And in fact, it's neat to see so much back of the store meet the front of the store at Used Car Week. Digital meets physical. Year of the hybrid. What will 2022 be? Is it the year of the condition? I don't know. When I say the auction is a packed house, you'll find Ty in the clubhouse. Well, last week you found him at Used Car Week. And we led the charge with Used Car Week Energy. That was 2 weeks ago. And we held a panel. That was awesome. And I saw everybody there. Everybody in this picture is just a microcosm of all the folks that I saw, talked to, and man, it was awesome. So then I tried to go live a week ago. That was interesting. I think this picture kind of looks like how the stream went. So that's prognosticative. But here we go. Here's the last 6 shows, and that's what's so cool. Here we are back here. 6 weeks ago, dealers acquiring inventory. Pre-owned auto logistics, we totally hung out with pre-owned auto logistics at Used Car Week. ACV, man, you couldn't walk 10 feet without seeing something about ACV. Then we had Used Car Week Energy, and here we are, Used Car Week Dealers. I want to say this. This was a great moment. On Monday, after registration was complete, we got to see Bill Zadites again, standing behind the podium, and you could feel there was excitement. It was Used Car Week 2021 beginning, happening. So cool. So great to be there. Look at this hotel. Is this crazy? This is the Red Rocks Hotel. If you walk outside the main session area, walk out onto the balcony, that's your view. That's going to work. That is going to work. We're not going to talk about the pool. It wasn't open. But that's okay because it was friends abound in the exhibit halls, at the cocktail receptions. I think I could tell you almost everybody I see in this photo. How cool is that? Man, it was amazing. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jonathan. Great meeting you guys. Met so many cool people. There's me and Skye are... I'm not sure what we're doing. I think we are... This would be the Megazord, a Megazord portion of the show. I'm pretty sure. And it worked. We pulled it off. I photobombed Don Brady. That was not, I didn't know that was happening. But there I am, photo bombing away, and shocked. I'm in a photo bomb shock mode. Thank you, Don Brady. Fun hanging out with Don. Oh, and we were spotted. That's another funny one. Spotted. Mike Buchanan's not even there. He's like spotted. I just told him, our cover was blown. Keep on moving. And then I shared this. This was day one. Residual values outlook for 20 with Black Book with Alex Yurchenko. I just love the way this came out. It reminded me of what back in school when the overhead projector would catch the teacher's image, and you're trying to take notes around the teacher's head on the. Oh man, that was great. Look at all the man. That was popular stuff. Good stuff. And taking notes like crazy. Those are some of my notes. But you can't have them. Although what does it say? Can you read it? Can you read it? Am I prescribing medication or am I taking notes? It's hard to tell. There is Ty jamming out. We went on this crazy hike. Oh my gosh, we were exhausted. Was that Wednesday or Thursday we did that, Ty? I can't remember now. I think it was Thursday morning. Beautiful, though. Is that unbelievable? Man, that's amazing. We went for a hike. Laurie Foster, she was moderating a session. She might have moderated a few. Hashtag Used Car Week 21. So Laurie's on the show tonight. Super excited to have her here with us. And then for the dealers, man, this was great. You can't read it, can you? Can you? The Road to a Sale. Man, that was awesome. Now, I don't sell cars, but I sure feel like I'm more equipped to do so. Look at this. These word diamonds to walk you through. It's like anything else. I think, and I'm sitting there thinking, carriers could have word diamonds, dispatchers could have word diamonds. Really, anybody. Based on what you told me, I think that the proper response can be found in the vehicle that you stated. You're doing okay. Anyways, you go through the word diamond. That was awesome. That was an eye-opener. Because sales is elusive. What do these mean? I can't remember, but I knew some at the time. And so we'll go. And that's one of the things for dealers. If you're a dealer and you are, because process is everything. You'll find process at Used Car Week. You'll find it. That was my desk after several days. No wonder the production was all messed up. So, yeah. Shipper says to broker, I thought you had GPS tracking. Well, yeah. The technology has it. It's just that who's not turning it on? We had to talk about that. That's Cypher from The Matrix, by the way. He's also a driver. We shared this, Cars on the Move at Used Car Week. We're meeting people, we're listening, we're learning their challenges, building relationships. Great stuff. Awesome. That's how Ty started day 2. Literally. There he was. I caught him. He's watching a video and checking the agenda. And then here, Jonathan the photographer, you can actually see Jonathan the photographer actually captured me. That's an amazing photo. Jonathan is amazing. That photographer, God, he's killer. Always say hi to Jonathan if you see him at the show. And then I'm checking my text. Look at this one. Automated car sales software. One of the 23 steps is shipping cars. Can I get your advice? Let's talk. Yeah, let's set up a Zoom meeting. Let's do it. So we did it. We set it up. We have a Zoom meeting. You see the memes, right? This is interesting. $10 plus $2.39 shipping. Nope. $12.39 free shipping. Yup. Think about it. It's all in the marketing sometimes. So, ship your car now. Give us a shot. Okay, John Yomi. Load gets posted. Me. Broker just got covered. Me. So you win some and you lose some, and then you win some. Look at that. Skye Haulman. Holy cow. No kidding. I'm ringing the cowbell for that. So Skye was part of this big competition, and he won his company. Hell, he's going to tell us more about it tonight. That's amazing. Well done, Skye. Man, that's awesome, dude. And then that's a wrap on Used Car Week. That's the they carried the letters up the escalator and hopped into a space shuttle, and they will be seen again next year in San Diego. Thank you, Used Car Week. This is how you get your car shipping news. We talk about it, and what we also do is we put it up on the big screen. Let me get this ready here. Let me cue this up. You can put it up on the big screen. You can cast it. Get ready, because here we go. Before we cut away, we've got 5 questions. Are you a car shipping guru? Let's play Ask Larry. He's the transport auto quoter llama, giving instant accurate quotes. Question 1. One of only 3 Oregon-based companies on the Fortune 500 list, Lithia Motors is one of the nation's leading. Is it dealerships, parts suppliers, restoration companies, or detailers? Put that in the live chat. Lithia Motors. And this is important because Lithia Motors is also involved in what? Transportation. Am I right about this? On delivery? Tell me I'm wrong. Anybody. Dealership, supplier, restoration, or detailer. Oh, that's parts supplier. Okay, I'm going to go with I'm going to lock in my guess. All right. Question 2. Here we go. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2017 Toyota Sienna from San Bernardino to St. Louis? Is it $500, $755, $905, or $1,070? What are the parameters? Time of year. Is it a run and drive? Is it a sedan, SUV, or truck? Is it off-route, on-route? Is this a common route? San Bernardino to St. Louis? How many miles? Are you going over mountains? Do you have to drive around a planet? All right, I'm going to lock in my guess. Oh, there's Ty. See? EV Battery Company. Ty. Truck. Oh, man. We're too close to the holidays. At least it's a noun. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm gonna lock. I know it. I'm locking it in. Yep, Silver Mint. There he is, with his decimals. You know, some people will go decimal on these things. I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure why. But can we round that up? Nope. Oh, okay. Okay, and it pays 90 days. All right, here we go. According to AAA, which of the following is the busiest highway travel day of the year? Is it Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, or the day before Thanksgiving? Interesting. That is a good question. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'm going to go, well, day before Thanksgiving? I want to either do Christmas Eve or day before Thanksgiving. You got it, John. They're a dealer. Oh, Jesus has 755. I went with 905. Which one is it here? Christmas Eve or day before Thanksgiving? Are we about to find out? Sheesh. When does gas skyrocket? Okay. Question 4. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2019 Kia Forte from Knoxville, Tennessee to Boston, Massachusetts? $375, $595, $790, $1125, Knoxville to Boston. Yeah, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to go $790. And I think on this previous one, I think I'm going to go... I guess I'm going to go... Dang it. I guess I'm going to say day before, Thanksgiving. Right? Yeah, because, I'm not even going to explain my justifications. Independence Day, well played, Silver Mint. Easter. Look what you see, Silver Mint. Look what you've done. Do you see what you've done? What was the best-selling car in 1990? Honda Accord, Honda Civic, Ford Taurus, or Chevy Impala? Best-selling car. We didn't do this one? Best-selling car in 1990? I thought we did this one. I think I went with Honda. I think I go with Honda Accord like every time. You'd think I owned an Accord. Yeah. Oh, Christmas Eve? Dang it. See, I'm going a day before Thanksgiving. Ask a driver, right? I know, Silverman started it. Silverman said the desks are flipped over and the books are everywhere. There's gum jammed up on the window. What happened to this place, Silvermint? I'm going to go with Honda Accord. Yeah, Skye Haulman's got Honda Accord. Yeah, see, I would hang out when you're on this one. I would hang out with Skye Haulman. I think he's going to know. Okay, that is 5 questions in the bank. So thank you so much for playing. Do remember, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, talk to Ty, find out how you can, well, I don't know, what are you looking for? Actually, here's what's cool. In the second half, got some of those questions coming right up. That's going to be cool. So stick around. Do me a favor. It is time for me. I've got my ELD punch, and that's how I deal with regulations. It's not recommended, but I will be right back. So stick around. I'll talk to you soon.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Auto IMS and ConditionReports.com are pleased to introduce the TransportCR mobile app. Auctions, consignors, and dealers who engage independent transporters now have an affordable tool to hold all parties accountable when unexpected damages arise. Inspection photos, geotagging, date and timestamps, and user-specific authentication all ensure transparency and accountability. Install the TransportCR app or contact info@conditionreports.com. An inspection, condition reports, and authentication tool holding all parties accountable. Install the TransportCR app or email info@conditionreports.com. Now, I'm checking the audio again here. Mic check 1, 2, 3. I think we're okay. And I see, look at that, Super Dispatch ringing the cowbell. Dealers need transport too. If you missed it, check out the Super Dispatch Used Car Week Workshop, the digital retail and wholesale logistics playbook for selling cars online. That's good information. I did not know that. What day did you have that? And tell us more. Is there a link? Is there a video? Maybe in the blog post, let us know. You can put that in the live chat, so let us know. Keep us informed. And again, good seeing. Saw Cameron and Ross and Emma and Beck. So shout out to the Super Dispatch team. And if you're still hanging out at the Omega Mart, watching videos and trying to figure out, okay, crazy. What, Meow Wolf? All right, check it out. Let's go to industry news part 2. Hey, Ford and Rivian cancel plans to jointly develop an EV. Ford expects to become the nation's second biggest EV producer in 2 years, and it no longer thinks it needs Rivian's help to do that. next. Hey, 1/4 of all 3Q car buyers considered EVs or hybrids. 1/4. Wow. The Apple Car is reportedly going all in on self-driving and could release by 2025. You know, even though a 4-year deadline to go to market is ridiculously ambitious, the thing is that, and it's shaped like a mouse, you know everything's happening sooner than you expected. You do know that, right? Like, it's not going to be autonomous in 2050. You do know that? Okay. I just want you to make sure you know. All right. Okay. Hey, Tesla app issues locked hundreds of drivers out of their vehicles. That's good. The issue occurred shortly after the automaker updated its app. Oh, and speaking of, don't know where your car is, don't have a GPS, is your driver Cypher? Well, go to TeslaMotorsClub.com and you can find out what ship. Or at least, well, let's see. Viking Ocean arrived in Zeebrugge yesterday. Helios Ray eventually made it into Southampton. Altair Leader, at least, look at this, at least now you know the names of the ships. Altair Leader finally arrived in Zeebrugge. Nabucco is about 50 nautical miles southwest of Lisbon. Hyperion Ray is cruising at 15 knots. Hogue Tracer has arrived off Piraeus. Horizon Leader is now off the Gulf of Suez. Grand Dahlia. You just want GPS? You don't want to go through the list of ships? Oh. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay. Hey, car destination charges surged to record levels as sticker prices soar. Does the carrier Jeep tax on $2,000? Really? What is it when it gets posted? Just ask it. Every automaker adds destination charges to new vehicle sticker prices. Let's take a look at some of the fees. It's a game show. And here are the fees. It's not a game show. It's not a movie, dog. Yeah, 2021 model years. The industry average was 1220, and it went up 12% since 2017. That's pretty interesting. Get your cameras, get your phones, take a photo. Just take a photo. If you're a carrier, if you're a broker, and you want to, you want to talk shop, take a photo. That's okay. Take a screenshot. Everyone, I'm sorry, but Blank Logistics is closing its doors. The economy and everything combined has made this decision for us. Good luck. Well, that sucks. And the reason I put that in there, I saw that and I'm like, man, that's harsh, right? And this is, when are they closing the doors? Tomorrow. They're closing the doors tomorrow. So don't go thinking that there's a bunch of cookies on the table. Nope, we're talking about the mortgage. Not even an opinion. That's a fact. Non-CDL car hauling pays way less than non-CDL freight. That's why, right? We hear driver shortage. Well, did you know? Did you know that all that record money everybody's making and whatever, carrier ain't seeing it? I'm just saying. You heard it here. Everybody's going to freight, man. Going out of business, going to freight. As a new about to carrier, is it okay for my daughter to be a broker and a personal dispatcher? Well, I'm posting this because thank goodness we have a car shipping business channel now where you can get answers, because up until this, I don't know where you got answers like this. So, yeah, man, what you want to do is go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, and we will guide you through some of this. We got shows and information, experts, opinions. Need a dispatcher, looking for a car dispatcher, give me a call. My name is Joe. Go to Murphy Auto Transport Services. You saw her, right? Here, how about this?
Are you completely stressed out from all?
See, if you're completely stressed out, Murphy Auto Transport Services. Okay, did that work? We'll see. Hey, how do you get to work pulling cars for dealers? That was on my YouTube comments. How do you get to work pulling cars for dealers? Well, I got an idea. If you go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, talk to Ty. Does it get old? I hope not. I'm loving it. Hey, I got a friend who's selling leads to car dealership companies. There's more information there, but interesting. How about this? Who loves ratings on Central Dispatch? Why? Okay, Jay. Now you've gone too far. Why are you posting this? Well, I was watching, there was a podcast with an interview of a dealer talking about how ratings and reviews are on the upswing of importance for dealers. Well, strap your boots on because brokers and carriers are not excited. Hey, we examined your documentation and it's as good as the Ford Rivian deal. Okay. They should just put that from now on. Here was a comment on my YouTube comments. Very bad with the drivers they hire. Not professional at all. Tends to happen a lot with misinformed information on cars, where they're at. Once the location says it's been picked up, and they're trying to pay us a quarter mile. Stay away. Dang. So close to the holidays. On a small dealership, the resilience of a local Ford dealer critically important. This is Laurie Foster. So, I mean, there is information abound, and that's what we're here to share. Change is coming to the used car space. Laurie, thank you. Thank you for taking the time tonight. We're going to be with Laurie here real soon. Picture's pretty clear. Multiple credible sources. We're not going to see a flattening or drop in vehicle valuations till after tax season. Dang, when is that? Who's working on taxes? Well, that's how far away it is. Wow. Dang. Harsh. Hey, there's John's vans. Nice job, John. Thank you for the photo. Looking good. Black Widow Imaging. Steve Gersh, Auto Auction in Montana. Talking about Black Widow. Dealers, carriers, auctions. Supply chain challenges. That's here too. But could bring new opportunities. Take a look. Is it going to help you? I said I'd share this. Auto Recovery and Transport.com. There it is. Auto Recovery and Transport.com. A list of repossession companies and transport companies on the same page. What do you think, Brianna? If you missed it a few weeks ago, ACV app introduction. First look of the Carrier by ACV Transportation app here on Auto Transport Intel. Check out that show. We will have a video edit of the demo, the first look with Wesley. That'll be coming in December. And don't forget, go to acvauctions.com/ATI. Get signed up. Become an ATI insider. Go to ACV Auctions. Get signed up to move their loads. Dealer to dealer with information. It's in the same system. And don't forget, next week. Okay, wait. Is that too much? So I'm pretty excited about next week. We're going to have IARA 20th anniversary here on Auto Transport Intel. That's going to be great. Founding members, current members, information, streamers, party gifts. IARA. And this is the Car Shipping Business Channel. You're watching it. It's Tuesday nights live. And wow. It's already here. Laurie's going to be here. In fact, Laurie's probably waiting in the wings. Let's get to Laurie. Let's do this. After this, we're going to be live with Laurie Foster. Stick around. We'll be right back. Is your current vehicle imaging process producing inconsistent images? Frustrating? Time-consuming? At the mercy of another vendor's schedule? Well, it doesn't have to be. Black Widow Imaging provides a simple system to capture high-quality images of your vehicles in seconds. Simply align the driver's side tire with the floor stripe. Stop on the floor plate to scan your vehicle code and capture the exterior images. It's that easy. It's also equipped with an interactive 360-degree interior camera option so your customers don't miss any details. The results are fast, consistent 4K images that are delivered to your website in minutes. Let us show you how easy your imaging process can be anywhere in the global supply chain. Visit blackwidowimaging.com to schedule a live demo. Black Widow Imaging provides high-resolution 4K images for OEMs, auctions, dealers, rail, port, fleet, insurance, transportation, and more. Schedule your live demo. Visit blackwidowimaging.com. So thanks everybody for jumping in the live chat, saying hello, sticking around. I know we're all getting ready for the holidays, and so we're busy. We've got a lot going on, so we're going to try and get right to it. So here we go. I want you to please help me bring a warm welcome to, we have Laurie Foster. She's the president of Foster Strategies Group. Laurie, can you see me and hear me okay?
I can hear and see you. It's a great night.
Wow, it is a great night. Thank you so much for taking the time.
It's my pleasure. It was so great to meet you in person last week.
So we did. We met last week, and it was used car week. Now, what I want to do is, I don't have a list of questions, but we're here to celebrate why dealers love used car week. And I know I saw you up on stage, so I'm going to hand you the microphone if I can do that. Can I do that?
I can handle that.
I know you can. I
got
saw it. So do me a favor, please introduce yourself, as far as tell us a little bit more about your background and your participation in Used Car Week, and please tell us more about Foster Strategies Group.
Okay, well, first of all, you're right. It's Thanksgiving week, so I'm in the dark house while things are baking in the other room. So if you can smell that, that's the smell of homemade deliciousness. And so I tucked myself back in here rather than being near that chaos. I'm Laurie Foster, president of Foster Strategies. Jay, I got my start as inauspiciously as many people did in automotive. I was selling cars as a single mom, and I'd been successful in running a construction company with my husband, ex-husband, before that though. So I had project management and people skills, and watching things go from nothing to something fantastic in my background, plus the 3 little people that I was blessed with to raise. So when I got into automotive, a lot of it just simply didn't make sense from any process, from the way we treated people, both internally and externally. But there was a voice in my head that said, this is a place you're supposed to be. And I knew the path wasn't going to be easy and straightforward. And it proved me right. Maybe that was self-fulfilling prophecy. But I stayed on the journey, even when the evidence wasn't always there that I could or I should. I didn't always know that I would make it. We didn't have the collegiality that we see in place today. And I think that's why my words that people see on LinkedIn a lot, better together, they start with me. And that starts with my desire to even create community and create exceptional experiences for others together. So 12 years in automotive retail, most of them in management and leadership. Then I went on the road for Cars.com, a 3-year stint of speaking and training on a national level for them. Then I went to AutoNation as a special ops team member, deploying wherever in the United States amongst their 300 stores they needed help. And then I launched my own company. So I wanted to offer real strategies without someone else's playbook that would be custom prescribed for that person's individual needs, challenges, and opportunities at hand. So here I sit today, just thrilled to still be here 23 and a half years later in this industry, and I get to talk to you tonight.
That is, I took notes, and because that's one of the only ways I find that I can keep up with, right? We keep meeting amazing people. And in fact, isn't it amazing that when you're there, I've got the used car week. This thing is amazing. But when you're talking to people, you can't stand there and take notes.
No, that would be a little awkward, and the dig for the cards is hard enough sometimes, let alone and now let me grab my pen and start writing notes down. But no, I sure was impressed with what you were saying, and Ty, who I was able to meet there also after a lengthy LinkedIn relationship that we have had. And so now to see those relationships really turn into the flesh has just been wonderful.
And that's actually a really good point. And that is one of the themes of this show and my recent Used Car Week shows is that, yes, we'd seen you online. We were able to connect, but really no opportunity to talk. Right? We're all real busy, but there we are. We're a captive audience, and even still didn't get a lot of time to talk, but got to know you, tell you more about what we're doing. I got to see you. How many panels did you moderate, by the way?
I only moderated one, but we
But
really
it seemed like multiple.
we spent a lot of time. I'm a strategist, right, Jay? So like that group, we spent a lot of time getting what I call prepped but not scripted, and it went over extremely well with the audience. And then I did one presentation on improving your partnerships for profitability.
So tell me, okay, so if I'm going to go with the one you officially moderated, was that the Women in Auto Remarketing?
Retail.
Women in Auto Retail. Will you tell us a little bit more about that panel and who you had on there?
Oh, that panel was fantastic. And let's just see how good Laurie's memory is on the And when we talked earlier, I was at the grocery store checking out. So like I've got all the recipes going and business and my clients still that I'm talking to tomorrow. But let's just see.
What day was it? Here, I'll help you out. What day was it?
Oh, I got this. It was Tuesday the 15th. Oh, no
Okay.
way. No
All
way.
right.
I'll
check.
I don't need any memory pills. First off, let's start up with Jamie Carpenter, the VP of Operations at Drive Time. What a fantastic woman, and her remarkable career. Just as she said for herself, she just always said yes, and so she just leaned in always and said yes, and just has continued to grow with the company. The company's only been around 28 years, and she's been with them 10 or 11 of that. So then let's go to Elena Ciccatelli, which her secret that she didn't tell me and I didn't know from my dear friend John Pasamato was that they are actually married. She is the head of dealership relations at Lyft. And so another remarkable woman. She's out of New Jersey, making some real inroads with Lyft and dealer relations. Next, let's go to Edie Hertenstein. Edie is a Las Vegas resident, and she has a company called Vinscan, I believe. And she's been with a lot of data companies, and she was actually the person that created and holds the patent for AutoCheck. How do you like that?
Wow, that was good.
Yeah.
That's right. And that moment when she said, oh, was it you that said, how many people here have a patent?
Right.
Nobody in the room had a patent.
0 patents held.
Amazing.
Zero patents given.
Exactly. 0 patents given. Exactly. That was awesome.
So then we had Brenna Stansberry, a dealer of a smaller organization, but mighty up in Northern California. Then we had, oh my goodness, I can see her, Monica Howard from Carfax. Another fascinating woman. And then we had 3 women that could not be there. Jennifer Reed, who's now with Wolters Kluwer. We had Jenny Watson from Vroom. And we had, and her name is, do not tell me, Shelley Beneke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How do you like this?
That's it.
Just try this, old
You got them all. I mean, yeah, no, I got the program right here. That was fantastic. And it was very engaging. I mean, everybody was really into it, and so Ty and I got to talk to Jamie.
Good. She's brilliant. Yes.
And she was talking about, I believe they had some transportation initiatives. Ty will be in here soon to help remind me about that. But actually, yeah, Edie was really impressive. Did Edie win an award later?
They all
did?
They all received. So they were all nominated. And then all the people that you saw at the 3 different stages, women in retail, women in remarketing, and women in finance, they all on Wednesday when we had the luncheon. And I do have a video of that entire thing. So if anybody wants to see themselves going on stage, check out my LinkedIn.
So I want to share this too. This is really neat. Is that personally, so I was there 2 years ago, and I got to see, the sessions and the awards, but I really felt more like an outsider just seeing it for the first time, trying to find out what was going on. 2 years later, I feel like I understood it so much better. I knew so many more people, and I really felt like I was a much bigger part of what was happening. And that's how fast it happened.
Oh, same.
Amazing.
2 years ago was my first used car week. Bill and the team had asked me to come and speak. And so I did. And I did a presentation on how we need to upgrade the expectations and responsibilities of our used car manager. Now, Jay, think about how funny this is. I gave this presentation just months before COVID hit. So like, if that message wasn't true then, it's almost like I was Nostradamus or something. Like, no, like really their job is changing like irretrievably, unimaginably. So, so when I went in 2019, November, spoke then, like you're saying, like I thought I knew automotive. I've been around a long time, and it's like somebody cracked a door open to like transport, logistics, and different types of finance, and like locate your car. Like there was everything under the sun. And I'm like, where in the heck have I been? That there are literally, I think the term is bajillions of people out here that I haven't met yet. So it was really fun then to see them again. And I think for them to see me again, they're like, she's legit, right? Like from their perspective, I'm the stranger walking in the door, and they were like, oh, hey, now we know her and we see her again and we trust her. So I just thought it was fantastic. And that's even, I think, where I met Mark Harvey the first time.
So that's exciting. Mark's going to be here in a few minutes. What we'll do is we're gonna do a one-on-one with Mark. But I want to say that it is amazing how many, you said it very well, there's so many people to meet. There are so many solutions to be introduced to. I mean, like I had a mind-blowing moment where Doug Haddon from ACV was talking about they were diagnosing what was wrong with the car using sound waves. AI was I'm thinking that is genius, and it actually makes sense because we say, well, what sound is the car making? And we describe it and we try to interpret it. Yeah, let's just have a machine look at the wavelengths and go, that's what it is.
And then even the people that are doing recovery, right? Like you don't even think about asset recovery and how that impacts the business, and what an enormous part. I met a really cool group of folks out of
Texas,
Boston, and Baltimore, both, right? So I was like peppering the East Coast, but yet like there are so many players, and what I was really excited by was, you know, most of my career's been either vendor side or auto retail, but in these places, like thinking about the consumer, like purchasing and owning the vehicle, not all of the other ancillary things, like how did they even get it and what happens if things go wrong. And it's really fun, Jay, to sit there and listen and absorb, and not being the one. I mean, I'm great. I can talk to anybody. But like, I love more than anything, the reason I can talk so much about so many things is because I spend much more of my time, 5 times as much, listening, taking in, and then seeing how that all makes sense. So Used Car Week was just invaluable. And then this year, how they wove Navicon in, and dealers as investors showing up. Dealers were looking for deals and to be in on things.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because honestly, day 4, Navicon, when I was sitting there and I'm watching, it was like Shark Tank, but live, and they were doing, that was really, really neat. Yeah. Super cool.
And even in some of the sessions predating that, I sat in on John Pasamato, Brian Allen, and like listening to the, not just questions of curiosity, intricate questions on how is this business working? Who are the investors? And then having VC guys shoulder to shoulder with me, was able to have dinner with some of those folks and going like, you know, where are we going? Where are the next moves? And looking at this whole tsunami of players that has entered our business with a dinner napkin tied around their neck, ready to feast. So it's wild. Yeah,
totally, it is. Well, we're honored to have you here tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we can bring you back another time if you're able to stick around for the panel. I know everyone's got different schedules and the timing's crazy. So, Laurie, thank you so much for taking this time with us.
It's my pleasure. I'm going to stick around for a little bit here and
Right.
see what some others have to say. But thanks again for the invite. Thanks for all you're doing for the industry, Jay.
Thank you, Laurie. All right, so I'll put you back in the waiting room. We'll go into the live chat, and then we'll see what happens. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna bring Mark Harvey in, and we're gonna spend 15 minutes getting to know Mark Harvey. Now, I got to meet Mark. I'm quite sure that I think he was on a panel or more. Mark knows. Well, I'm doing a terrible job of giving him the background because I don't know enough about all of his background to give him a proper introduction. That's why he's here. He's gonna say hello. He's just adjusting the microphone, checking the focus on the lens. We got some dolly grips in the way. We need to move craft service all the way to the back, and then we'll slide makeup and wardrobe over that way. Move a couple couches, and and everyone in the live chat, thank you for saying hello. And Brianna Cox is here. Speaking of auto recovery, repossession, thanks for tuning in, Brianna. And I know we had talked about, Brianna's one of many folks I talked to about collaborating on a future show. Okay, it is now time. We're going to bring in Mark Harvey Jr. He's going to tell us more about his background and his company. Mark, can you see me and hear me okay?
Jay, I can see you perfect, and I'm hoping you can hear me as well.
I can see you. I can hear you. Thank you so much for taking the time, waiting in the waiting room. We're here now. Let's spend 15 minutes getting to know you better, because we got to have a conversation, but I was on LinkedIn looking at some of your background. I'd love to hear more about your background and what you're working on now.
Oh, fantastic. I really appreciate you asking, and I'd like to thank both you and Ty for the opportunity to address your group. This is an awesome opportunity. I'll give you the 30-second view and try and keep it concise. It's a lot of information in a short amount of time. I started in the automotive industry when I was about 21 years old, back in 1986. And I worked for the Stephen Wade Auto Group in Salt Lake City, Utah. Interestingly enough, I didn't even own a car when I started selling cars. I used to walk to work to sell cars to adults. And I worked there for a while and then went to the Larry Miller Group and worked for the Larry Miller Group in both Arizona and Utah for many years. After that, I had an opportunity to put a team together. And at that time in 1995, Ford Dealer Development was trying to put some dealerships together, and one of them was in Boulder, Colorado. And so we moved the team to Boulder, Colorado, and we worked with Ford to run Lincoln Mercury Mazda of Boulder. And that's when I first got into the fixed operation side of the business and did that for a couple of years, and then went to a private group in Denver called the Stevenson Automotive Group. Interestingly enough, they are one of the groups that Asbury just purchased, and worked for them for almost a decade in fixed operations, variable operations, and finished in the corporate side, working on special projects. And after that, I had the opportunity to join Sonic Automotive as the used car director at one of their larger Toyota stores in the Denver market, Mountain States Toyota. And then from there, I worked as a buyer for the corporate office, and then as a troubleshooter. I was also the used vehicle director for the Western United States, had 36 stores. And then I was the general manager of Mercedes-Benz of Denver. After that, that was about 13 years. And after that, I had the opportunity to be the vice president of sales for Acertus. And that brings us within a year of today. Over the past year or so, I've had the opportunity to work with small dealer groups, helping them improve their operations, both on the fixed and the variable side. And I really enjoy the industry, and I've done it for 30 some odd years now. And it just keeps getting better little challenging. The recession of '08, the pandemic, a couple of things that make our industry very, very fascinating. So I hope that gives you a little bit of background.
Yeah, no, that is amazing. So, wow. I like how originally walking to work to sell cars. That sounds right. That's a long time ago, right? I know that, I like to think, I'll tell you, okay, so here we go. In the 90s, I was in Hollywood. Okay? So when we talk about 80s, 90s, it sounds like a heck of a long time ago, but it's absolutely part of our path and journey, as Laurie was talking about, path and journey. It matters. It's a big part of how we got here and what we're doing and why we're doing it. From selling, fixed ops, you were a buyer. I know that'll get Ty's attention. GM, used vehicle director, and then at Acertus working in, did you work with like dealer clients, transportation, that kind of arena?
My area that they wanted me to focus on was the white whale, getting the mega dealer groups to sign exclusivity contracts, which is a very long lead time project. The Lithias, the AutoNations, the Penske's, those type of groups. So that's who I was focused on primarily. The other thing was they had never really had anybody who had retail experience that was a part of Acertus from the car sales aspect. So they wanted to get to know more about what goes on in the dealership, which is not uncommon at all. So I had the opportunity to work with the young sales reps and some of the senior level VPs working on things like that.
I can appreciate that because I know that right there we're on the exhibit floor. We know that 25% of the exhibitors have something to do with transportation, right? They're either asset-light carriers or they're broker technologies or they develop, you got mobile apps, load boards, even we know all the way to the high end of the scale. You've got Manheim and DHL. Everybody's working on some, level of logistics, and if you've got that logistics, you're going to need the clients. So then I know, on this channel, we've got small fleets that are like, how do you put together a deal with a larger mega dealer? Even just a small dealer, whatever size of group you're looking at, that's not an easy deal to put together.
It's not an easy deal because, with no disrespect to anybody, and I'm in the industry on both sides of the equation, transportation is not an issue until transportation becomes an issue. And it's an afterthought. It doesn't bring anything to the bottom line until it takes away from the bottom line. So people are very comfortable dealing with the people that they've been dealing with for a long time. And in a lot of cases, veteran used car managers have been in the business for 10, 15, 20 years, and they've developed relationships and friendships, and they want to stay with that carrier. Some of the carriers will say, just send me a text message with the VIN number and I'll get it moved. Or some want this technology that's coming out through a lot of the platforms. And some still want to fax in a copy of the purchase order. So you really need to be there when there's a problem. And when there's a problem, you need to have a solution for it because it's harder to move transporters than it is to stay with the existing one.
It kind of blows my mind. I'm assuming it blows yours when you hear someone say, can we get a GPS? Does anybody know where the vehicle is? Because I know there's many software companies that are like, hey, we've already got that. What do you mean you don't know where it is?
Absolutely. A lot of people are very, very reluctant to migrate to the new platforms, to the new technologies for differing reasons. Some of it has to be with the cultural background of the driver. Some of it has to be with the fear of technology. Some of it has to be with just, I don't want Big Brother knowing what I'm doing. I'm out here on the road and I'm going to get you your car. When I get there, I'll get there. And so there's a lot of different reasons, but I think we can all agree that no matter what your reason for not using technology right now, you're going to use it in the future because it's not going to be an option. if it's Saturday afternoon and I've got a customer that wants to know where his vehicle is that he just paid $130,000 for, I better be able to give him an answer, because he deserves that. And if there's anybody in the supply chain that thinks that that guest doesn't deserve that answer, they're going to have to rethink their position.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw. So I did industry news, and you can go to, you may not have seen it, but TeslaMotorsClub.com, and there's people blogging about ships and guessing where their car may be. I find that completely, and it's not one page. It's hundreds of pages of people blogging. So it comes down to, it's not that the technology doesn't exist. It comes down to a thumb move of a radio button of turning the GPS on or off. And at that point, I guess it really comes back to building relationships. Because if you can just get that guy or gal, right?
You know what, Jay? Our whole industry is all based on relationships. It starts from the moment when the car is manufactured and the manufacturer determines who is the supplier for the parts to build the car. It goes to the distribution network, who gets to buy a dealership, who gets to have a dealership, who works at the dealership, who ships the cars. It all comes down to relationships and explaining things in a way that people can understand it. And if you can get the transportation and the logistics people to understand the importance of it and how it translates from what they do to what the customer sees or the guest sees, then they're probably going to be more likely to slide that thumb from one side to the other. But we really don't spend a lot of time talking to the driver and developing that relationship with the driver, especially on the dealer side. He's an inconvenience because he wants his bill of lading signed and he wants it faxed off to the broker. And we're trying to do 100 other things instead of developing that relationship with that person and treating him or her as a person and developing it and getting them to want to be a partner.
It's real. We know that, I can't help but think. So there's so many things to say at this point. I think the carrier will say, well, money is an issue, or it can be. And just without, because I don't want to just leave it there. I want to say this is that what's fascinating is it was in Brianna's, and Brianna's in the live chat. She gave she held that recovery, there was a recovery discussion group. And lenders were in the room, recovery agents were in the room. Regardless of what the topic was, they were in the room together. It was a moment. So that at least we've got people in the room together. That's step one.
Absolutely. And I think that's why Used Car Week is so important. Cherokee Media Group has really put together an excellent event. I've had the chance to go a couple of different times. And yes, I believe I met Laurie at the 2019 event. And if we can get people from different disciplines talking to each other, that's where we begin to have the impetus to start changing things. Also, I think it was great that all the carriers were in the room together. The 3PLs, the asset lights, the asset-based carriers. And there's so much business to go around that we're never going to be able to handle it all. The manufacturers, the finished vehicle logistics, they will come to asset light. They'll come to 3PL when they've got a special spot move. And these relationships foster cooperation. And I think we're going to see some consolidations in the carrier side, just like we've seen consolidations on the retail side for exactly the same reason.
Oh, Mark, totally. I was thinking, I'm so glad you said that. I believe you're right. We are. In fact, one of the things I say is, if we want to see what's next, let's look what's happening with the dealers. That's what's happening next.
Absolutely. I think two places we can look at, because that's big money. And the big money doesn't move until FP&A, financial planning and analysis, vets the deal and makes sure it makes sense for the long run, especially in the publics, where the publics are concerned. You know, you've got Wall Street, you've got, very large hedge funds involved. So those decisions are not made lightly. You don't buy a Larry Miller Group, on a whim. When you're talking about, $3.5 billion in revenue, that's a very serious discussion. So those moves are happening. The other place I think that we can find our future is watching what happens with Amazon. If we don't think that our industry in all ways is going to mirror Amazon at some point, we're kidding ourselves, because that's what our guests want. They want a seamless, positive experience from the time when they place their order to the time when they get their product.
Oh man, when you say that too, it's like, yeah, you just surged the audience with like a jolt of electricity. It is, and I think that's one of the things about the conferences. There's a hello, and maybe you shed a tear, and then you get a jolt of energy, and then around and around it goes. So really amazing, and that's why it's neat. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and then following up, taking the time to show up tonight. I mean, we really appreciate it, and I'm showing the live chat on the screen. The live chat's loving it too, because we're here. We're really talking about something.
That's awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity to share with your group. Obviously, I'm passionate about the industry. You do anything long enough, and one of two things happen. Either you no longer want to do it, or you want to see it move to the next level. And I've had the opportunity to see a lot of shifts in the industry, and being on the logistics side has been a whole new eye-opening event for me over the past 3 years. And it's fantastic. And when you see what happens from the beginning all the way to the end of life, it's amazing. The industry it has so much to offer for so many people. Not everybody's destined to be a doctor or lawyer. Being a car salesperson is an admirable career. Being a service advisor, and the opportunities are huge. There's no place else that you can start a job and be making $60,000 within your first 6 months, just about anywhere in the United States. So it's an amazing opportunity.
And I think people say, yeah, automotive and logistics, it gets in your blood, and then you're stuck.
I tell people that you've got 6 months in the automotive industry. If you get out in the first 6 months, you can transition to something else. If you stay after 6 months, you're stuck for a very long time.
That is, here's what I want to do. Okay, Mark, what I want to do is this. I don't know, do you have a few more minutes, or
I'm okay.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, here's what we're going to do. Mark, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room briefly. I'm going to bring you back in a few minutes. What I want to do is go to the live chat. Hang on with me, Mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to bring in Ty. Now, Ty, let's see here. Oh, the rest of you guys aren't here. Let me do this. I'm going to send the invites. And by the way, my check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I'm not sure why the audio changes, but it does. That should be my hashtag. The audio changes, and I can't control it. And I'm right. So you're seeing me live. What I'm doing right now live is, yep, you're seeing the scientist in the laboratory cooking up the beakers and the whatnot, and just filling dead air while I invite these guys to join us here tonight. Go back to the live chat. Yeah, and thank you, Brianna, for clarifying. Yes, you had, so let's see, who did you have in there again? Supply chain, yeah, lenders, forwarders, agencies, and you were getting mobbed. I mean, that place, it was standing room only. It was amazing. That was awesome. So awesome. And then the one after that, which was the transportation group, John Robertson was holding that. Here's what we're gonna do, Ty. We're gonna keep it quick, so we don't keep our friends waiting. Oh, let me get. Let's do that. All right. So let's get oriented. All right, we're here. It's 9:20.
Here, I can make it quick for you, buddy.
Yes, take it away. and then we'll bring them in.
So here's what's cool. This is really cool. I've known you for a little while. I've known you since you started the channel. And since you and I have been talking to today, what was it, 217?
217.
Okay. You always hear me, love the dealer, get more dealers. We got to have dealers in here. So Laurie and Mark, Skye and Tim. We've got the dealer gang, Jay. You did it, buddy. Good job.
Woo-hoo! Yeah. And we got Chris
Thank
Chamberlain.
you, Laurie. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Skye. Thank you, Tim.
Thank
Awesome.
you, guys. Man, that is awesome. That is so true. All right, so here they come. Let's bring them in. Let's bring in the rest of the dealer gang. We got Mark. I think we have Laurie still with us. Skye is coming in. If Tim has time, we'll bring him in too. All right, so I just opened the floodgates, and we're all here together. Oh, Skye's popping in. Let's do this. While we got Skye, while everyone's getting oriented, Skye, what's happening? What happened to you?
Hey guys, how are you? Good to see everybody, familiar faces, and thanks for having me on the show. As always, Ty, how are you? Jay, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
And I did, Jay could tell you I did his line when I first saw him, the first time I met him in person. I came up to him, I said, Jay, can you hear me? Can you see me?
That's right. That was awesome. Maybe that's what we were saying to each other in that photo.
Yeah. That was great. Thank you guys. Always great to be on here. Great to see you, Laurie, as well. Mark, nice to meet you. And sounds great listening to your story. I can relate. You're definitely a car guy.
Well, thank you.
We can hear him, but we can't see him. Oh, there you are.
You can hear him. Okay, can you hear and see everybody?
I can, like, it's coming one at a time. Like, I see you right now, but nobody else.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that could be, you know what?
Are you on your phone?
And that could be a setting on your Zoom.
I got it now.
Yeah, you got it, yeah. Zoom is funny like that, and that's actually how I do. Right now I've got the group shot, and then I go to the single shot. And then we go to the dolly shot, and then we got the handheld. Okay. So.
Stop eating my cheese and crackers now.
Well, you know, okay, so that's on me. I apologize. This show's so darn late. It got talked about at Used Car Week. And I can't start at 8 o'clock Central anymore. Starting January 1st, we're going to start at 7 Central. Will an hour do it? I mean, is that better?
Of course.
Well, I'm in Florida, so it's 10:30 now. So if I fall asleep, you're just going to have to ring that cowbell a couple of times.
Okay. I've got it right here.
Hey, Mark, you and I can just poke each other. I'm in Charlotte, so we'll just poke each other and keep each other.
Okay, good, Laurie.
I'll go like this because you're down there in Florida.
So we'll do two things. One is, if it was an hour earlier, that would be a little better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, right. Ty,
Oh,
what do you think?
Well, all I'm saying is that I've known Jay since he started this, and I've said, hey, maybe we should start it a little earlier for about, 3 years now, Jay?
You know, I'm a slow burn.
I think, didn't we get in a couple fights about this? Like,
I don't know. We might have. Well, I gotta be adaptive, right? I gotta be flexible. So that is gonna happen. And the other thing is, we will end. We're not gonna keep everybody till 10 o'clock. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. So yeah, Laurie literally just dropped the microphone and fell over. So we'll hang out. Okay, so speed round.
I'm just gonna do like my Thanksgiving prep for you, right?
All right, hot potato. Why is Used Car Week so great for dealers? Go.
I'll take the hat because I'll put my dealer hat instead of my software hat on. Those that don't know me, I'm a car dealer of 20 years. I started as a car dealer out of college, and I tell you, this is probably the most important trade show you should go to out of every trade show, no matter where you are. If you're transport, you're software, you're a dealer, I think, a finance company, you should be at this event. And as a dealer, it's important because you're going to see how everything connects as a dealer, and obviously understand that the problems that you have as a dealer tie in with all these people here and talk to these people and say, hey, how come there's not this solution? And I guarantee you, in maybe 6 months, a year, or 2 years time, you're going to see someone's going to crank out a solution to that problem that you have, just because there's so much synergy going on there. And you've got so many decision makers, key decision makers. That's a Laurie one there, right there. Key decision makers at this event that you can't miss it. You have to be there.
Super. I'll piggyback off of that. Great stuff, Skye. I'll say there's two sides to this. Number one, there's the transport thing, which in the past was always for incoming units, right? It's like, here comes a truck, beep, 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 and it's dropping cars off. Now it's not only going to drop other cars off, it's taking your cars somewhere else. You've got to understand this better than ever. The other side to this is, I wrote this on LinkedIn last week. At other conferences, dealers flip their badge and don't want people to know they're a dealer as they walk through the exhibitors hall. This is the one where dealers are running to talk to the exhibitors and the VC guys and the innovators. They're running to talk to them, and they want to be part of the conversation versus the duck and cover of most conferences. So those are my 2 bits of insights. Every dealer should be there. If you're a cool dealer with money in your pocket and a plan for the future.
Do you?
Well,
yeah, Mark, please, Mark.
Go ahead, Jay.
No,
I would say,
yeah.
two things I would say is, number one, synergy. And I think Skye and Laurie both touched on it. You get to see all of the parts of the equation. But the bigger issue, and I'm going to put on my used car manager hat, my used car director hat, and I'm going to say that these guys that are making these decisions in so many cases and advising their senior level leadership, they come to the dealership at 8 o'clock in the morning. They work all day long. They leave at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And that goes on not for a week, not for a month, but for months and months at a time. And when they do get out of the dealership, they go to their family events or they go on a vacation. And what happens is, you can be in an industry and not understand what's going on in the industry because you don't have any time to do it.
Oh.
You have this focus of getting the car from reconditioning to the front lot, talking to a guest, coaching, hiring, training, mentoring, and all of that takes up all of your time during the day. And when you get home at night, you're not looking at industry news. You're just trying to kiss your kid before he goes to sleep, if he's not already asleep, and then maybe sit down and have a cold beverage before you crash and go back and do it again. So Used Car Week gives the opportunity to people who are not being exposed to all of the new things a chance to be exposed. I've been in the business a long time, and I really only understood mobility after the session I went to held by Hire Car. And I really understood it after that. And I do this all the time. So that's what I would say.
I would say I'm not a dealer. I've actually had a dealer's license, but just so I can buy the cars that I smashed on my trucks. But one of the things that I took away from this conference was, if I was a dealer, I would want to know this auction game a lot better for the wholesale side and for the buying side, right? Because I think as a dealer, I coined this term. I don't know which one to use, Laurie, you can help me, but auctions at war or war of the auctions. And there's this push for if you're a dealer, there's this real heavy push. We want your inventory, whether that's your wholesale units, your trade-ins, whatever that might be. So I felt like if, talking to everybody, meeting everybody, going to the sessions and listening, that to me was a huge takeaway. If I'm a dealer, what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages of online or physical auctions? So that's my 2 cents.
I left you on screen there. I was trying to put a pause. So many great things there. I just want to go back. Beep, beep. Okay. I put beep, beep in the live chat because that says so much. In fact, we're all just beeping each other, right? I'm outside, but, here's a text. I could come in, but here's a text. And then flipping their badges. Oh, man, isn't that the truth? you know you're in the right place when you can actually, and I have encountered moments where I was trying to read the badges and, well, I never did see the name. So there is a reason. Or that stupid thing just keeps flipping and you can't read my name, which is why maybe it should be a double-sided badge. But yes, I totally agree. This is the show where you get to know, and if you're too busy. So how do we explain in concrete terms? I feel like we need to have a program, and maybe everybody needs to have this, that if you still don't realize that you should go to the show, or you think you can't, you think it's too expensive, you don't have time, those are real things, but man, the benefit. And then I saw a guy at the show that I think he belonged there, but he looked like me a few years ago, was just kind of walking away, and I thought, I want to help that guy. I want to ask him, what are you here for? What do you do? How can I help?
I think I actually have that guy's card. Like, I'm not joking, because he was there with some other folks, and he even thought we were going to dinner that night. He had me mixed up with some other just amazing one of the few women there. But like, I actually think this is the guy that you're talking about.
That is amazing.
Because he wasn't in auto before, but he was coming, testing the waters. And so I said to him, what do you, high level takeaways, because there's no like intricate takeaways. And he said, I've been servicing, like in what he does, and I don't know if this is the person you're talking about, but in what he does, he's never operated inside automotive and transportation like this. He's worked with like railroads, etc. And he said, those major shipping channels, even boats, rail, and then only different kinds of, over the road. He said, most of the time you go to these conferences and the people there's infighting, and you don't talk to these people. And he goes, even like within the groups and then at the groups, right? So intra and inter fighting. And he said, everybody here seems just pretty cool and wide open. And I said, you know what, you nailed it. I said, even though there are absolutely fiefdoms out here, when we come together, the best of the companies are coming together, and we are all learners and we are seekers. And so we know that we don't know, each of us, we don't know everything. And so it was a really fun conversation, and he still walked away and had dinner with the other people, though I'm still kind of upset about it.
You just think it's almost like there's room for like Lucy and a psychology desk at a trade show.
We talked about this. I think I'm going to do that next time.
That is awesome.
I think we'll do this next time. Mike Benavides and I were talking about that. We're just going to set up shop and say, ask us anything.
Yeah, that is awesome. Great. Then Ty will come by and talk to you live.
Why not? For 5 cents, though, just like Lucy. 5 cents.
5 cents.
Or one of the things that I heard a couple people saying that I thought was interesting was the word frenemies. Mm-hmm. So friends, enemies. So obviously everyone has to play nice with everybody because we all need each other, because it's such a small industry. So I think that's a very interesting dichotomy of a word when you really break it down to what it is.
It's good stuff, sure.
I got you all here, and I'm not keeping you too much longer because I know we all need to go. But I want to make sure that we're not missing something. I mean, this is what happens. In about 40 minutes, I've got all kinds of stuff written down here, and from descriptions of the community, parts, distribution, dealer, transportation. I want to touch upon transportation again, because this is Auto Transport Intel, and it was, what'd you make of all those booths and exhibitors and transportation? Ty.
Well, I was going to say, I don't remember for sure exactly what started the conversation between Mark and I and you. I think you were already talking to Mark, but I think somehow I came in that conversation and said something about transporters suck. Is that what I said, Mark? Do you remember?
Well, I'm not going to quote you exactly.
But the point is that there is a lot of talk about transportation, and Jay and I talk about it all the time. I'm a transport guy. That's what I know. That's what I do. But to see, okay, for me, guys, for everybody here watching this, everybody on this screen, like I've been following, I've been watching. I mean, these are like, I don't want to say idols, but these are really big people. And the people that we met at this conference, these are the people while I'm out driving my truck, managing, 20 trucks and drivers and cars and managing all this stuff. These are the people that I'm like, someday I'm going to shake their hand. And here we are. So the point being is that at this dealer conference, there's different parts of it that are there, but being able to, I believe it was Mark even said this, I think Laurie did too, but these relationships. So if you're a transporter, if you're a vendor, if you're auction, if you're, golly, I keep going, dealer, especially the dealer, but coming to this, there's one big, huge takeaway. It's the relationship. Like I know that Mark and I, we shook hands, we get along, great conversation. Laurie, same thing, Skye. But having that relationship, I think is really, there's not a price tag for that. Does that make sense?
And I want to go a step further and say, because relationships don't pay the bills, right? Does anybody have that t-shirt? Because I know that there are carriers thinking, okay, you guys, that's great. You got to hang out and all that stuff, but where's the work and the money? And the thing is that we know that these businesses that have the exhibit booths, every single one of those transportation logistics companies is looking for sub-haulers and carriers to help out with lanes. Bam. Which brings us back to dealers and auctions, right?
Yeah, no, you nailed it right there. That's absolutely right. Good job. Yeah, go. If you're a car hauler or want to be a car hauler, you think, man, you guys are crazy. This is what Jay just said is absolutely right. And I say this too in a little different way, like warthogs and mongooses, right? The warthog comes in and the mongoose help clean up the mess and they keep doing what they're doing, like the whales and the cleaner fish. So if you're a little guy, I mean, why not go here? Why not talk to Assertus? Why not talk to ACV? Why not talk to, the list just keeps going. These guys need help. That's honestly what this channel is about. We're here to help the transport community. That's what we live for. That's what we die for, because we love the dealer. And we know one thing for sure. The dealer just wants his car. He wants to know where it's at. Can you get me my car? That's true story. I believe it.
I could vouch for that. I had 2 cars delivered this morning and at the dealership. So I could vouch for that. I want to know where my cars are. When am I getting them? Because I need to get them through recon.
I do a lot of speaking, and I'm going to share a quick little story that happened when I was speaking at a recon event a few years ago. And as I sat there speaking to this entire group of people, all men, and they all own franchises for these recon company. And they all then own a territory, and they have people that work for them and then go out to the dealers. And I was talking about, like, again, partnerships and like, how well do you know your dealers? And one guy who was really vocal, he was like, let's just say he was using some salty language. And let's just say we'll play that he started saying things like, they think their stuff doesn't sink and they think they're better than us and this and that. And I said to him, do you know how many vendors on average your local dealer is dealing with? Doesn't even matter how big or small, the number's almost identical. I said, your local dealer has 80 plus vendors that they're dealing with. What would happen if you walked in the door and said, hey, I've noticed something going on out here that I think could save you money, or your used car manager's doing a great job, and I'd love the chance to just learn about your business. This is a remarkable place, and let's go to lunch. It'll cost you 20 or 30 bucks. And now this isn't just like Jay was saying, a relationship. This becomes a partnership of respect, where now you can actually learn something from that dealer. And now, as we morph this into, as we're talking here tonight, to transport folks, what is the value if you pick up that account instead of just having a guy that drops off the cars and yells at the people for not knowing where to park it and this and that, or not having things ready? What if you walk in the door instead? And I would urge every one of our transport partners to do that. Walk into a dealership, shake their hand, even if you're exhausted from the road, introduce yourself, thank them for their business, and say, great operation here. I'd love to know more. I know you deal with a lot of people, but I really liked working with your team. Or there was a glitch and I think I could help, because, this is important, or here's where you could save money. Go in and add value, doggone it. Quit judging each other. We have these chasms rather than connection. So you guys like it? So yeah, walk up. So all of you guys that manage a fleet, give your guys $30 per dealer to take the dealer to lunch or bring a snack and just have a quick convo and win some business, but more importantly, win a friend and win a partnership.
I'm going to piggyback off that. I think that's spot on, Laurie. Awesome. You're absolutely correct. And one thing that we start doing now when we get vehicles delivered is we're asking the transporter is, what lane do you run in? What routes do you run? So that way, if I've got a car somewhere that I can't get because I've got to post it up on Central, or I've got to call someone or whatever, I've got another resource to rely upon. So I think it's real important for transporters to tell the dealer, hey, I run this Texas to Arkansas route every week or wherever it may be. That's my 2 cents. We've gotten cars moved when we've had problems and we couldn't get something that was on Central posted, and we pulled one of our cards out. Hey, this John Doe does this route. All right, well, he'll pick those cars up.
And that's a person. And then, if there's a community of people that really respects hustle and hard work and drive, it's our dealer community. And it's very easy to look at them once they've achieved a lot, but every one of those has an origin story, whether it was themselves or their daddy or their grandpappy, that they worked really hard. And so whether you're the transport guy or the recon guy, make no mistake, that dealer probably has more respect for you than a lot of the people walking in their door, because they see that grit in your walk and that determination in your eyes. So I would really extol you to get out there and meet these folks and leave your card if they're not there, and seek to make not just a relationship so you can sell to them, seek to make a friend and seek to learn.
Wow. Now I have to jump in here because, Lord, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I always say that dealer is heavily invested in local community, right? The dealer has a lot of vendors, a lot going on. And everything that Laurie just said, guys, I hope you heard that, because she is absolutely right. They know a hustler when they see it, they smell it. And this is true. I can tell you this. This really happened to me. My business grew because they saw the hustle and they would actually try to put more on me. Yes. To see if I could do it. That's the kind of people that these guys are. They will just keep dumping it on. Man, this guy can do it. They just hear more, Ty. So Laurie's right.
And they'll tell a friend, Ty, and they'll tell their 20 group because they love it. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I knew.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude.
Laurie.
And this is right. Takes you back to the halls of the trade show, which I always love to talk about. And I'll tell you what, I think that something that was just touched upon, maybe not on purpose, was, see, in auto transport, we lack transparency. And because nobody knows who anybody is, yeah, it's like this shadow internet cafe, which leads to, dubiousness. And there's a lot of, I'm bringing it out in the sunlight, and then we'll put it back in the shed. But on the load boards, it is total chaos, because there's this lack of accountability. You don't know who anybody is. You don't know if the load is real. It's, there's a lot of shell game, and we'll see how much money I can get, and I don't even have the load yet, and I'm not even allowed to do this. The thing is, and what I just said is not popular, but it is true, and a lot of carriers, because of that, when they hear us talk about relationships, they're like, yeah, that's great and all, but I get lied to on a regular basis. And so hopefully we're all headed in the right direction. I don't know if we need like some kind of transportation metaverse. All right, Jay.
All right, Jay. That was good. Good stuff.
That was good. That was really good. Mark, what I just said, what do you think of what I just said?
I think you have a very good point, and Skye and Laurie from their retail days. Well, I wanted to jump in here. and say, it's not even as complicated as you think it is.
Right.
Because the salespeople, the used car manager, the general manager, they're all hardworking, go to work people every day. And it's as simple as stopping at McDonald's and picking up $20 worth of dollar cheeseburgers. And you do that every time you go to a dealership, you're going to be known as the cheeseburger driver. And that person is you're going to set yourself aside for as little as $20 a stop. And Skye said it great. That's who you're going to go back to, the guy that took the time to bring your sales force or your service advisors or your recon manager a couple of cheeseburgers. And it sounds silly, but it works. And it's relationship, relationship, relationship. And if you think that you can do any one of these positions without having a relationship with the people you're working with, it will be temporary at best.
There's a really old one. If they like you, they'll listen to you. If they listen to you, they'll believe you. If they believe you, they'll buy from you. And that all starts with kindness, compliments, respect, courtesy, generosity. Like, we can get that wheel going. All you have to do is start. And it doesn't take pushing a boulder up the side of a mountain. It's a small act of kindness. It's a word, it's a phrase, it's a token. It doesn't have to be big, but it comes from a mindset and an intentionality that costs nothing, but not everyone is equipped or willing to do that.
And a handwritten thank you card.
Oh my, yeah.
Nothing more powerful than that. You drop off a load, you scratch out a card, you walk it back in and hand it to one of the managers and say, hey, I just wanted to thank you for the business. Nobody ever forgets that.
No.
So there's a phrase that they use in the Skye knows this with all of his raising all this money these days, but blue ocean. And for those that don't know, in the financial world, that typically means, or business, but it means an ocean where it's not cluttered and red with the blood of everybody else that's been eaten up. And when you think of as busy and complex as transport is, you have a blue ocean when it comes to extending kindness and building relationships, because that's a model that I can't speak to it directly, but it's a model that I don't think is being exercised frequently. Maybe Skye, you can fill us in more there, or Ty, but like, you've got a blue ocean here and you've got all the blue sky in the world. Like, no one's doing it, so invent it. And this also means the bar's not set very high. It takes very little to stand out in that crowd.
Ooh. Absolutely. The bar is very low.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so another takeaway from back in my car hauling days was, I've always thought one of the reasons I did well was because I came from sales. So not car sales, but sales, investments, stuff like that. Coming into this, Laurie said it, she's absolutely right. Mark said it, he's right. Skye said it, he's right. These car dealers respect the hustle. They respect they see us doing that job. The thing about sales is that if you're paying attention to really what's going on, like Laurie said, go in and ask, what do you do? I always tell Laurie, this is what I tell people when they call. Who's your customer? Question number one. Number two, can you live without a check for 6 months starting right now? And that really clears where we're at. So when I say customer, Laurie said it. What is he doing? Where does he buy his cars? Okay, so if a car dealer's been in business for more than 5 years, there's a pretty decent chance he frequents the same places on a regular basis, right, Laurie?
Right.
Okay, so as he's frequenting these places, that's what we call in the trucking world, we call that a lane, right? Just like Skye was talking about.
Right.
So as a carrier, we need to know where we're going and what we're doing. So as we develop that lane, I've always said, everybody where you live needs to know exactly what you do and where you go. Right? So if you're new in this and maybe you don't know where you was, okay, this is what we call market research. This is we go talk to the dealer. We take the hamburgers or Mark's, swing by the McDonald's, first drive through, count all the salespeople real quick, and then hit the McDonald's and come back. However you do it, I always say donuts. But whatever you take, now I just got a few quick questions for you. Where do you frequent the most auctions? And what are you doing with your trade-ins, and what's online sales look like? Trade-ins, buys, online sales. Let me know what that looks like. You know, I've got a couple different theories. Watch out for the shotgun approach. That's the dealer that says, I buy online wherever I can get it. These are the cars I buy. This is what I want. Okay, well then do you do volume? Is volume a big thing for you? Now I'm only buying 2 and 3 all over the country. Okay, that may not be your gig, especially if you're trying to develop a lane, right? So as these are just some of the things we talk about, and I'm thankful, so thankful, and your energy, Laurie, Mark, and Skye, around this topic. And you guys are saying what we say all the time, but you're saying it with way better words and a lot of energy, and I can feel it. And I'm not even tired. And I'm usually ready to walk out right about now, right, Jay?
Well, think about this too, Ty. When the dealer says, I only do these twosies, threesies, right? And it's not for you. What if you're the guy or the gal that says, you know what? I know this guy, Skye, and he runs that route. Or I know this guy, Mark. And so like you become the hub of information so that when they have a transport question, you are the go-to. You're the card that they have. You're the number that they have on speed dial. So even though you'll take calls that mean, yeah, this work's not for me, they're never forgetting you. You're irreplaceable. You are the library, the encyclopedia for them. And so great, just say that. If you don't even know if I run that route or not, let me know. I know somebody who does, and live up to it.
Absolutely.
Information is king.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's what, you know, you're right. Again, you're right. One of the other places I tell people that want to get into this business, here's a good place to go learn a lot. Go hang out at the transport parking lot at the auction for a day, sale day, and ask everybody, who are you and what do you do? If you run into a transport guy in the transport parking lot, who are you, what do you do, where do you run, right? So you start accumulating these names, just like Laurie's saying, Mark, Skye, I mean, and they're saying, those are relationships also that you can use for your benefit as you decide to grow your business. So, and what Laurie's saying here is we talk about carriers, but there's also this element in our world, broker. And that's where I step in with the shotgun guy and the online sales guy, because those are usually singles and they're usually going different directions. So that's where we become a broker. And that's where hanging out in the transport parking lot, asking all the truck drivers, who are you and what do you do? Can I have a business card? Is exactly what Laurie's saying. So again, Laurie, not being a transporter, never hauled a car probably in her life, never drove an 18-wheeler down the road with 9 cars on it, is saying exactly what we're talking about. Do you guys hear that? Thank you.
I want to say, so back in the day, we thought the Earth was the center of the universe. It was all about us, just us. Everything revolved around us. Now that we understand there's a full constellation in an ever-expanding galaxy, we're much more prepared for the changes in you know, the relationships, etc. That's the way I view the automotive industry. Is it's a constellation.
Yep.
We can't focus on just our planet and near environment.
And it's round, not flat.
Is it? No, it's not flat.
What you give away is what you keep. That's what Jay just
Give away
said.
is what you keep.
Yeah.
There you go. Jay, thank you so much, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
this is
That was
Laurie,
fun.
Mark.
Yes.
Really good job. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Laurie's the
fun.
star with her insight. She's fantastic insight.
She's throwing salty, grit. I got all kinds of... And then Mark throws down the $20 in cheeseburgers. Bang!
The car guys know.
They know.
Car guys know how to get other car guys. And gals. I'll make sure car guys and gals. I'll make sure I got that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen. Okay, folks. Well, thank you so much for your time. Laurie, thank you. Mark, thank you. Skye, thank you. And Ty, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Jay.
Great.
Have a good one. Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
evening.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas.
All right.
You guys.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm letting you go. That's it. And the meeting is over. Wow, that was awesome. Okay, mic check 1, 2, 3. I got to check the audio again there. Even at the end of the show, and everyone in the live chat. Great stuff happened in the live chat. Zacharias Pierre, can't watch right now, but I do want to come back to this content. Music to my ears. Silvermint, the Lexus manager, likes you. It really feels like the holidays. How cool is that? That is awesome. I didn't know what was going to happen putting this show together. I mean, we were at Used Car Week all last week. We met Laurie at Used Car Week. We met Mark at Used Car Week. Skye is our friend helping us out. Tim was unable to make it tonight. He thought he had a conflict on his schedule, and he did. He just couldn't make it. We had invited some other folks too, but really with the holidays coming, people had kind of crazy schedules. So I'm so glad we're able to get a show put together and, you know, take one more bite at the apple of Used Car Week. It is that great of an event. No kidding. So if you want to, and I've been thinking I've got to put some, I got more homework, of course. The trade show. We're definitely going to talk more about automotive trade shows because there's so many trade shows to hit next year. We'll send Ty, and there's so many good reasons. Also, the dispatcher checklist. I'm working on that. And then there was another one. I forget what it was. But, yes, we are the Car Shipping Business Channel, the information resource that you've been looking for, and you're a part of it. So thank you so much for being a part of it. I want to thank, I got some great super chats tonight. Ty, Cars on the Move, ATI to the Moon, Mark Grodicke, instant accurate pricing for your auto transport quotes. Super Dispatch, dealers need transport too. Thank you, Super Dispatch, for that. Chris Chamberlain threw in. Thank you so much, Chris. Really do appreciate your support. Everybody else in the live chat saying hello. Thank you for doing that. I really want to thank tonight's featured guests, Laurie Foster and Mark Harvey Jr. So nice to meet them. Such a wealth of knowledge, experience, and their connections, and for them to take the time. Thank you all so much. And Skye and Tim, you'll make it. We'll see you on the melting block of ice next time. Oh my gosh, there are so many people to catch up with and thank that there's upcoming content. I don't know how many shows in the future were created last week. It's at least 10. I don't even know. I don't even know. I got so many emails to get through. And I want to thank you. If you've got something that we can help you with, send in the news. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Make sure you follow the podcast. I'll put the link. I think we did get the link. Thank you, Kimberly, for all those links that you post. And there's, yes, the email address, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Of course, go to get the podcast. And final, I'll say this. Do go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. You know what to do. You know the drill. This is Auto Transport Intel. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. We're here to help dealers, auctions, carriers, brokers, dispatchers, etc. It's a safe place. It's the only place. So thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And stay safe. Here comes the car hauler. And we'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody. Good night.